Okay, so I thought I was gonna start. I thought I was gonna start out kind of pouty and sad, cause I don't think I got my ass tore out, but I got a book in the comments coming up here, and it turns out that I talk too much. Who knew? It's not a pregnant man technically. It's a
I thought my
commercial.
husband lost 10 pounds.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with this update. But before I get to what upsetted, just I'm long-winded and I should honor the musicians more. I didn't, we haven't addressed any of the cult of personality on this channel, so it'll probably be coming up today. But before I do, I got the other nice shirt comment, so I decided I would work the collection ad nauseum right now. You can run through. It turns out old Roland was a Hawaiian shirt guy. I like, yep, hook, line, and sinker. So, yes, that blue one is a nice shirt. Now it does feel like a garbage bag because I think it was like negative 45 cents from Timu. It was something like that. It was, what a deal on that one. Looked great on the website. Now, accordion awareness, yes, that actually turned out to be very beneficial for people. I don't know if everyone saw it, but we were asked, about metal accordion, and it turns out, yeah, a plethora, plentiful picks for people to peruse through. I think that works. I'm struggling with the dialogue today. I'm not sure. I got thrown off on a pirate reaction that seemed like a indictment of the Crusades, and then there was werewolves. I just wanted to roll into my pirate character, and it turned out yeah, it turned out I had no clue what was going on in that one. I'm Mike D. You are actually you were my target audience for the pimps. I figure you actually, I think some of that stuff will work, and they're so varied, right? That I put 3 of their albums on rotate on to work the other day, and the different always heavy, almost always funny. This is a really good band. So I appreciate you checking that out. Because we're all kind of dealing with real life at the way it goes here. It's my brother. I gotta deal with him. Where Dad's selling his house. It's all getting complicated. Yeah. Now don't drive impaired. No impaired driving. Crusader, I just got done. Powerwolf, Sinner of the Seven Seas. I know because there was a werewolf. Werewolf. Yep. Nope. Dimash. Ange. Well, I don't know if Ange will be coming back to Dimash or not. It gets complicated. Now a little. I'm a breath of fresh air. Thank you, because we're really gonna get into. Here we go. Davy Jones. So, you don't have to be forgiven. You can have, all opinions are for entertainment purposes only and should be freely shared, whether we agree or disagree. It's okay. But before we even go on, now I don't know, maybe you didn't see Billy on Theo Von. But if he can handle Discat and what goes on something like this, then honestly, the entire song base, his career can handle a goofball um, and just a eclectic stream of consciousness dumping out of his face hole. Honestly, um, I thought it was funny because I got a book here to read, and but I was long winded. So let me check it out. All right, I got a little bit into it and I see the problem. So this channel is not we honor your favorite musician reaction channel. Other people do that well and probably get compensated for it. This is Rolling Green into reactions, rants, and rabbit holes. If drugs or lifestyle choices or anything of value comes through on a song, man, do I want to talk about it. And so I first off, yeah, we're not here for the artist. It's actually the whole thing's about me, weirdly enough, and how the music affects me and how I could filter that back through to, anyone who might want to watch. So, Davey, first and foremost, I appreciate you and taking the time, but I'm probably not the channel for you. Let me continue on. So just like over here on the Theo Von interview, the music was irrelevant. I did not need to hear Billy Strings play once. I can do that on my own time. I like to hear this funny ass dude talk to another dude, then see if they can get that dude being funny. In fact, we got to bring is it the Suicide Boys or something like that? We'll have to bring them to the channel today because I just saw them over on the Theo Von thing, and I guess that was a big get. And maybe, here, I don't want to bring up the video right now, but over here I'm being told, that climate change denial. Hey, do they still sell ocean property with a long-term lease? Yes, they do. So if the banks don't believe in it, I don't have to believe in it. So if the tip top is just rearranging it so they can live on the beach, you can take your few anecdotal stories about erosion and they just can go to hell. Because I would look at long-term photos of shorelines and other places, zero erosion. So erosion actually might have something to do with the quality of the beach makeup and not a rising sea level. As a 55-year-old man, I could tell you could take your fear-mongering and just stick that where the sun don't shine. I remember Leonard Nimoy in Search Of telling me it was all going to end. None of that's come true. Or European weather stations showing, didn't I hear the other day he had like 78 degrees and was complaining it was too hot? Maybe people don't realize what a nice day is. Now, when England gets up to 120, 2/3 of the year, I will listen to crybabies and stop handing out tissues. But there's no climate change denial on this channel. Climate change is the biggest globalist scam to ever be introduced, and I am not alone in saying that. I am not hurting anybody. It turns out being led around and controlled by fear of climate change is the problem, not weather changes and I have to deal with it. So, and you have to give me a single example of Marxism that's worked. No good examples. So we indict that on a regular here. There's no chance that I want to be part of the collective. Ooh, and I hate to come back, but you literally quoted the scientific process, and I am so empowered right now. We've got at least 5 states suing because safe and effective was a lie, does not leave point of transmission was a lie, stops transmission, right? So the whole, it leaves the injection site and travels, that's a lie. Safe and effective, lie. Masking up, did anything, lie. So when that was the trust the science that was almost used to, enslave an entire planet, and the wet dream reminiscing of the globalists who talk about it was a trial run, I don't actually think I'm going out on a limb. I think a lot of normies don't look at the common control system and see it as disgusting. I think they embrace it. Just like I don't embrace transhumanism. We don't need integration with robots. We don't need, hey, you're quadriplegic, maybe. I'm not that, so it's irrelevant. A bunch of people with brain implants thinking playing video games. No. I heard, dude. It's like an aimbot. That's what we need. There's what we need, is everybody with an aimbot hacked into their brain. So, Davey, we mix it all up on this channel. The music is here to inspire, never to be worshipped. Now, Davey actually was very polite, and I appreciate that, and I hope I'm not being a complete a-hole. I do look outside my own country. I don't feel like you're yank bash, even though yank bash sounds like a subgenre of circle jerk porn to me. But I will take this all as constructive criticism. The deal is I got 2,500 something reactions on this channel, and I've done the same thing the whole time. If I took your advice, I'd be a regular reaction channel. I'd be like a DJ just trying to make money off music. That literally turns my stomach. Success comes from being myself and then finding individuals who would like to come along on this weird adventure. Yes, I definitely don't side with climate change or socialist control of the planet. The social credit score is a super, super bad idea. China's not a model for success. And I don't know if that face transplanting tinfoil hat shit I just saw today is real, but if that's real, that's insane. And I don't know, so I'm not sure. Maybe it was an AI deep fake of older Chinese ladies having faces transplanted. Maybe the robot skin they're growing in the lab, maybe that's an AI deep fake. Maybe all the dystopian sci-fi adventures were just a LARPs, and none of the direct lines to shit we're doing today is problematic. It's all for the betterment of society. Baby, I apologize. I just needed to vent because it turns out we just do not look at the artists that way. The artists are just people with a skill set. I don't see Billy String's skill set any different than a top mechanic or a hell of a good plumber. Just masters of their trade. In the end, I can respect skill, but I do not have to elevate it to a godlike status. No human, outside of one idea, is worthy of that position. So, I'm going to continue being myself because that's all I know how to do. And we're going to go from there. So I really needed to deal with that because it's not, I'm not upset, but good for Billy. If you're a fan of Billy Strings, you should go check him out. I I don't believe the coming trends over in Europe actually look good for the socialist conglomerate control system. Um, as far as I could tell, it lost. It didn't work out. That getting us all to believe a narrow minded view of fear and control was the worst way to take over a planet. And I believe we're seeing it in application now. And I am looking at the forces over in Europe that have been winning elections, and mainstream's not talking about it much, but boy, are the tides changing. It's just certain activist groups aren't willing to admit it. But yeah, no, the actual election results kind of speak for themselves. And it turns out, as much as I'm anti-electoral process, it appears that people are paying a little closer attention to it. And you cut out a lot of the cheating and bullshit, and it turns out you can actually just rally people's voices and see what they've got to say. And what they're saying now does not align with the mainstream messaging. It just doesn't. And until all of your climate yahoos lock down their planes and their yachts and give up everything to their cause, no, you do not get to sit in your glass mansions at the top of your mountains and tell anybody what to do. You're not our betters. You've probably abused the system and exploited probably blood sacrifice and youthful destruction of children. And yeah, no, that's what I believe. Until the ones that are doing it are outed, nobody gets a free pass. So I don't think the world is that confusing. I don't think I have a strictly American view. I think the United States I love it. We talk about it all the time. Pretty sure if it wasn't the most armed and rambunctious place, the socialists might have won. But it turns out, hey, your white guilt only gets you so far. You can only yell at so many people and tell them they're garbage till they look in the mirror and realize, wait a minute, I've worked too hard. I've never been garbage. That person who's telling me I need nonstop butt sex, I don't know if they're actually accurate. I saw a meme today, and they were telling me, if all the messaging in all the movies goes against what you believe, maybe you believe the wrong stuff. And there's where you see how propaganda works. If you interject your ideas into everything, then call it normal, you'll get a bubble of people who pretend that that shit's all real. And that their fear equals a need for everyone to change. And it turns out, no, that's not accurate. In my personal opinion, all opinions for entertainment purposes only. I don't think I'm right. Davey, I don't think you're wrong. But I do think it's not as easy as sitting back, shutting up, and telling everybody that go buy Billy Strings' album. He's the Hendrix of flat picking. Ha! I don't know what you mean, and I don't care. I'm not even a Hendrix fan. I'm a firm believer that the originators are just what they were, the originators. I no longer have to treat it like it's the holy grail of anything because we've come too far. I just read Rolling Stone's top guitarist list. Paco wasn't even on there. So the world doesn't even know what the hell, who one of the greatest guitarists is. But they're positive every name they've been exploiting for 30 years is the best of the best. Just a perfect example of how certain ideas are created They're not reality. All right, later.